In the wealthy region of Silicon Valley, human error led to unprecedented flooding, revealing gaps not only in how the country's water system is monitored, but in who receives warning assistance. More than 500 families are still displaced, and although the city and agencies are responding to the crisis, the needs are greater than estimated, and many folks find themselves outside the reach of assistance. Jen is a stay-at-home mom who just started babysitting to help her family recover. She says the city's inspection was a joke, and although she has a responsive landlord, she feels like she's on an island figuring things out herself.
We live in an in-law house, which doesn't have a permit, but is safe. They are telling us that we don't qualify for assistance. There's only one address, so if we do get the assistance, it is partial. The help that we have received is minimal. I have had to go out and find resources.
Teresa is one of the lucky ones. Her home didn't get inundated, but they were unprepared for the financial hardships that came with a flooded basement and backyard.
I don't have a source of income right now, but yet we have all these expenses. And yes, we make a mortgage on a very timely manner, but we don't have the excess money to buy, all this stuff. And I was telling a friend that so far, each trip to the home improvement store, it's about $500 each time. From getting the tools that we don't have and getting the things that we need. So it's been quite of an expensive endeavor here. But so the financial hardship and the health risk is our primary concerns.
Just blocks away in this working-class neighborhood bordering million-dollar homes, the community has banded together to look out for one another and protect neighbors from further displacement.
Share resources and share advice and helping each other haul stuff out. People who were hit harder than us were coming over and helping us load up stuff, and we're like, oh my God, that connection and that neighborliness of everybody helping each other out was really powerful.
Took a disaster to build community.
The floods caused an estimated $68 million in damage. More than 14,000 households were evacuated, most too late to adequately protect their property.
For me to just get rid of my things just like that, it really hurt. It was really painful having to throw away my daughter's things, watching her sitting there crying because I was throwing away her toys, I was throwing away her books, her bed. And all she said was, "Mommy, that's my bed. Where am I gonna sleep?" It broke my heart. Our friends have been trying to help us as much as they could, opening up their doors to us and to my family. Right now, we are staying with my mother in my old room, which was small for me. And now there are 3 of us having to live in just one room. It's not comfortable. It's not as fun as it seems to, have the grandparents with the grandbaby. And as nice as that sounds, it's not fun.
The San Jose City Council has an obligation to every single victim. Jen's experience isn't a unique one. Because we are in a housing crisis, families are crowding into homes and apartments and skirting regulations to be able to survive.
My suggestion, as far as a law or anything that would help us renters, especially those of us who live in a property that doesn't have a permit, because I am in an in-law with no permit, would be to make the process of getting a permit to build an in-law property to make it easier.
The flooding reveals a city in great need, not only of improved infrastructure in response to every resident, but the need for protections, affordable housing, anti-displacement policies, and supporting initiatives to convert unpermitted dwellings into safe and recognized residences.
But just as a working class neighborhood, it was clear that, we don't want anybody displaced. We don't want economic hardship to be a reason why people, because of this flood, are not able to come back. And we want prevention and we want restitution.
And it was
no displacement.
But frustrating that we weren't getting. It didn't feel like we were getting like the kind of answers that we needed at the moment.
In the Silicon Valley, that's has one of the highest median income levels and is supposed to be a very prosperous region. That happens on the backs of working people who have to work multiple jobs just to pay the rent and feed their families, and we can't afford as a community to not have protections in place for working families. And that's the message that we want to send across, that this should be a wake-up call to all of us as residents, that we need to be organized, but also to our city that's there to to protect and to provide for this region and the families that pay taxes here, that we need clear plans in place and supports for people who are victims of extreme weather and other disasters. There could be an earthquake, and what's in place to protect people.